Okay. So in this video today, a lot of people seem to think that if you follow God, that you're gonna be eliminated from the problems, right? They like, God, why did this happen to me? God, why did I have to go homeless? God, why did I have to go broke? God, why did I have to get this public divorce? God, why? Why did I have to have such this humiliating thing happen to me? Why did they have to betray me? Why did they have to steal from me? Why? Right? And it'd be like, well, I did all of these things. Surely I did the right things. God, why is you letting this happen to me? Why is you letting this happen to me? So God never said it wasn't going to happen to you, right? God never said things was not going to come up against you, right? And see, that's the problem. You think because you following God that eliminates you from going through things. No, they don't. No, you go through things too. Matter of fact, you gonna go through probably some worse things when you do decide that, okay, you know what, God, I really want to do this thing with you. You probably gonna go through the fire. Okay? So just because you're following God does not mean that the problems don't come up. You gonna be in the same storm that somebody else is gonna be in who ain't following God. Okay? So that's not the thing. That's not the thing. The thing is, how are you handling those problems? How are you handling that homelessness? How are you handling being broke? How are you handling being humiliated? How are you handling it? Right? So that's the problem. So it's like, okay, well, God said, great peace have those who love your law. Great peace have those who love your law, and nothing causes them to stumble. Right? It means you may go through the same problems the next person go through, but you ain't gonna stumble. That's the difference. You're gonna get back up. That's the difference. You're gonna prosper. That's the difference. So when we talking about, okay, well, why is this happening to me? God never told you it wasn't gonna happen. God never told you, and that's your mistake. You thought that it meant that you are eliminated from problems. No, it just means, how are you solving these problems? It just means, do you know how to maneuver through this? It just means, I'm finna equip you with some stuff that you finna go through a test, okay? The problems gonna still come up. Just like they come up for them, they're gonna come up for you, okay? So it's just a matter of, do you know how to navigate through that? Do you know how to navigate through that storm? Do you know how to roll through that? Do you know how to get through that? So everybody is faced with obstacles, right? Nobody is eliminated from the obstacles, right? So the obstacles is, but how are you letting those obstacles guide you? How are you letting those obstacles show up in your life? How are you letting those obstacles frame you? How are you letting those obstacles dictate how you act, right? How are you letting those obstacles make the decisions in how you move next and what you do next, right? If you letting those obstacles dictate your life, that's a problem. Then you letting the pain speak for you, because the pain is talking. Let's look at some things that make some people stumble, right? Because let's look at the verse again. The verse says, people who stay connected to God's guidance don't avoid problems. They avoid letting the problems knock them off course. That's not what the voice, that's not what the verse say. That's the problem. The verse say, great peace has those who love your law. Do you love the law of God, the kingdom law, or do you love the world law? I mean, which one is it? Do you know? Or do you think you love the, I mean, you know, whatever. So nothing causes them to stumble. Rejection causes some people to stumble. Abandonment causes some people to stumble. Humiliation causes some. Betrayal can cause some people to stumble. Delays can cause some people to stumble. Financial problems can cause some people to stumble. Family problems can cause some people to stumble. Relationship problems can cause some people to stumble. Whether they lose their job or not can cause some people to stumble. Where a person close to them died cause people to stumble, right? It causes people to stumble. It do, right? It's real pain, and it causes people to stumble. Okay? You know, some people may say, oh, I'm sleeping like a baby. I'm sleeping fine, and that's fine. That's fine. I hope you are. You know, I hope you truly are. Okay? Yeah, I'm not the person you need to convince, right? Because if you lying, you only lying to yourself, not me, right? And you can't fix it when you lying. So is it causing you to stumble? And a lot of times, pain. So I often think back like, dang, like I was homeless. I was sleeping on the air mat in the basement with 3 kids. Like my son was plastered all over the news for such a tragedy. Like, oh my God, like I was really, like I was going through a breakup, like with some, I'm now holding a bag for the 3rd time, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God, now I gotta put my stuff on hold. Now I gotta put what I wanna do on the back burner, because now I gotta make some sacrifices. Now I gotta move across state with a toddler. Now I'm broke. All of these things could have caused me to stumble. Not having a car, people offering me their car, but then like, where the hell you at with my car? So, okay, so when we talk about stumbling, right? I could have stumbled. I could have very well stumbled. Right, I could be on crack, meth, whatever. Okay, dope, whatever. Right, whatever the people is doing right now. Right, I could be on that. Right, I like the things that I went through. I feel like that qualified for some crack. I feel like it qualified for some meth. I feel like it qualified for some stuff. But I chose to go a different way. Right, I chose to go a different way, and I know how real that is because my father died of a drug overdose, right? So I mean, all of these things could have qualified, and these things could have caused me to stumble, right? But why didn't I stumble? So it says peace is what keeps you standing, right? So great peace comes before. Right? Peace comes before not stumbling. When your mind is at peace, you make better decisions. When your mind is at peace, baby, it's like a taste of like it's like it feels so good. It's like, especially when you always been living in survival mode, when you always been in chaotic situations, when you always been fighting for your life, and you know what I mean, whether you in a situation, whether you living in a situation, whether you working in a hostile situation, whether you live, whatever it is, when you used to living in chaos and you used to being in survival mode, when you get a taste of that peace, baby, that's priceless. That's priceless. Okay, so when we talk about it, say loving God's law means trusting God. Okay, trusting God's process, right? So loving God's law is more than reading. Okay, it's not just reading, baby. You breaking it down. Okay, it's not just reading the verse. Okay, you need to be taking a verse in. You need to be understanding it. Do you comprehend what the verse is saying? And not only do you comprehend that, you didn't dissect the verse. Are you doing the verse? Are you moving like the verse? Are you becoming the verse? Okay, because that's the question. That's the question. Okay, so we're not just talking about reading the law. We're not just talking about reading the law. Okay, we're talking about doing way more than just reading the law. Okay, it's applying, and it's applying even when it don't make sense, right? Even when it don't make sense, even when it hurt, even when you don't understand, even when you like, God, why is this? What is this? What is this, God? What's going on with this? Even when you don't know the answer, even when you say, when you get to a point to where you can look and you can be like, well, you know what? God ain't misled me so far. God ain't left me so far. God, when you can look at that and be like, wait a minute, even in my darkest times, he never left. Like he never left. Even when I was going crazy, he never left. Never left. And was like, watch this. I'm going to show you that I'm so much greater than any human being can be to you. I'm about to show you something. I'm about to sleep on that couch with you. I'm about to get you up so you can read this word. I'm about to teach you and guide you and lead you and show you what you need to do. I'm about to sustain you while you up in this. I'm about to teach you how to hear with your eyes and your ears. I'm about to take you. I'm about to protect you. I'm about to multiply your gifts. But before I do that, I need you to get over here so I can prepare you for everything I'm about to take you through. For everything you about to see. For everything you gonna endure. I need you. I need you to understand that when you do it with me, you ain't gonna stumble. You ain't gonna fall. So even when the results is not what you think the results should be, okay, keep moving, right? Even when they ain't shown up yet, even when ain't nothing happening for you, even you still broke, you still homeless, you still sick, you still messed up, you still depressed, you still feel abandoned, right? You still feel broken. Right? And you still show up. You still show up for yourself. You still be consistent in what it is you say you want to do. You still show up for yourself because you got to pick yourself back up. Ain't nobody going to be responsible for picking you up but you. So you got to show up. You got to show up. You got to get up. You got to show up. That's true. So when we talk about what do we allow to trip us up, you know, what are we allowing to get us caught back up, right? Like, okay, now somebody's opinion of you matter. Really? Now you care about somebody's opinion of you. When half of these people ain't even got opinions of themselves. Half of these people is messed up themselves, but you care about somebody's opinion of you. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. You letting the past mistakes dictate how you move, right? The past mistakes, you keep letting them come up and you keep rehearsing them in your mind. They playing like broken records. They just playing over and over and over, like repeats on YouTube. They just playing over and over and over, right? Like shorts. They just going and going and going, right? Them mistakes keep coming up because you don't understand that mistakes is lessons. That's why they keep coming up. You can't comprehend that mistakes is lessons. You need, unless you keep doing them over and over and over again. Now, if you keep doing them over and over and over again, then there ain't no lessons. You got a problem. You need. So, but if not, if you made a mistake, and you didn't know no better, you got to learn to forgive yourself. You got to learn to trust yourself more. You got to learn to look at and say, and evaluate yourself. But you got to also fix yourself before you start doing all of that, okay? If you just delusional, you know what I mean, then no, you need to, because you need to fix yourself, okay? You have to definitely fix yourself. So that's what we talking about, mistakes. Okay, you want to fix any mistakes that you made. Any mistakes that you made, fix them. Okay, if you feel like they're a mistake and you can't get past it, you need to fix it. Okay, and if you can't fix it, then I don't know what to tell you. Go to God. A setback, baby, a minor setback is for a greater comeback. Is that how the saying go? I don't know, but that's for real. Okay, I really wholeheartedly believe that, right? Like, setbacks, they don't be minor setbacks though. That part, they don't be no minor setbacks, baby. They be some real blows, right? They be some real knockdowns. They be some real, like, wait a minute, this is a gut, right? Like, this really just knocked me down. Like, this really just, I think this is it. Like, this really just took out of me, right? Like, this really do be happening. So it don't be no minor setback, but either way, a setback period, is usually what people allow to trip them up and allow them to stumble. But when you're doing it with God, like, it's easier, much easier. Disappointment, okay? Like, first of all, a lot of y'all be sitting up here, you be having expectations of people that you ain't even got it yourself. Right? You be telling people things to do. You be having a good mouthpiece. Peace be real good. Good mouthpiece, right? But you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it, right? And then when they don't do what you think they should be doing, you disappointed in them. How does that work? You need to be disappointed in yourself, okay? Because first of all, you got too many expectations in yourself that you ain't even got in other people. And that be a big problem. Like, the expectations that some of y'all got and other people is just like ill, and you ain't even got them same expectations for yourself. Who you think you is? So again, did you let it stop you? Okay, did you let it stop you? Okay, so it's not, God not promising you that the problems ain't gonna come up. Matter of fact, you gonna have problems just like everybody. Everybody gonna be hit with some problems as long as you're breathing, as long as you on earth, okay? As long as you in this world, okay? It's gonna be some problems, baby. They gonna come up. They gonna be, and each time it's gonna get harder and harder and harder and harder. And it's just gonna be up to you how are you gonna prepare yourself for the things that's coming in your life? How are you gonna push and bounce back and come back from things that was meant to break you? How are you gonna do that? So it's not that we don't stumble, right? It's not that we don't have these problems that come up, right? It's not that we gonna have it easier or nothing. It's just that, how are you preparing yourself when the problems do come up? How are you maneuvering through it? How are you getting through it? You know, is you letting it build you, or is you gonna let it break you? Is you gonna take it? Is it gonna be some more bricks up under your house, baby, and you live up in that bad boy nicely? How is it gonna be? Is you gonna teach the people what to look for? How is it going to be? Okay, so when you ask yourself, like, is you gonna let it break you, or is you gonna let it build you? Is you gonna keep talking about it, complaining about it, wanting somebody to listen to it when they really don't care because they got bigger problems, or they got problems of themselves, whatever, right? But like, what you gonna do with that? Yeah, so that's just a question. Okay, make sure you join community. The number is text the word purpose to 630-863-3142. If you want to join community, okay, text the word purpose to 630-863-3142. Just a thought.